Okay, so this is very random, and I've been actually asked many times to start a blog or to start a YouTube channel about parenting, about how it is to be a mother of 7 children. And I'm headed off to do some shopping today. Target, the mall, a few other things with just my little baby Samson. And I thought, why not today? Why not start that and just let people in on a little bit of my life, not just through pictures, but through actual word of mouth. So I thought I would start today and talk about the first topic and something that I get asked many times. And this is almost a little crude, but I'm going to say it. Basically, wow, you have so many children. How do you do it all? Wow. How are they not always running around half naked? Which, by the way, they are. I can't keep the clothes on the girls. They love to strip down to their underwear. It's ridiculous. But anyway, what else? Just basically have time to pay attention to all of the kids, to give them all the things that they need as far as nurturing goes. I know that's a big concern for people, and having even more than one, it's scary. You think, how can I love another child as much as I love my first and only? And I just have to say that I didn't venture out in this life of mine when I got out of high school thinking, oh, I want a huge family. I mean, I wanted 4 children. I knew that is what I was capable of. Well, little did I know, the Lord had different plans for me. And, it was a very line upon line thing that we did. And I certainly would have never imagined I would have 7 children, maybe 5, but not 7. And going into that, I thought, well, my goodness, 5 is a lot. What's really the difference? 6, and then when we were going to have number 7, Samson. What's the difference? Well, there really is a big difference. And I told the Lord, through my prayers, I don't want to be one of those mothers that can't give attention to all of my kids the same way. Even though it seems a little impossible to make it identical to what the 3 older kids had, and then compared to what my younger children get. There are some differences. I mean, every single night I literally went and tucked Cody, McCrae, and Mackenzie in bed and sang them each 2, not just 1, 2 of their favorite songs while I stroked their hair and gave them kisses and butterfly kisses and Eskimo kisses. And I mean, it didn't end. Sometimes the bedtime routine took like 45 minutes to an hour, but I didn't mind. I loved that. I knew it was important, and that's when kids, we all know, want to open up and talk the most about every detail, and then you have to kind of tell them to be quiet and go to bed. But I went to bed every night perfectly at peace with what I was doing as a mom, and that was with 3 children. And then Capri came along, and my life has never been the same. I'll be honest. She is a ray of sunshine, but man, from the moment I even conceived her, I was deathly sick. Everything changed. And then I couldn't wait to have her and not feel sick anymore, not feel tired anymore. And then she was born, and she was so colicky, and I thought, put her back in. Oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing. It was just a first time experience. And then she would just little Houdini, get out of the house, get out of a fence. I lost this child. I have lost Capri like 4 or 5 times. It's so embarrassing to say, but I can say it with complete, I'm going to say, confidence and peace, knowing that, I've had 3 children, and I know that, that didn't happen, but I know those personalities. I mean, we all know the personalities of our kids. We all know what they have done or didn't do. Like, it doesn't matter if your first one gets out of the house, or you've lost them in the grocery store. I mean, any of these things can make you feel like the worst mother ever, but I had peace about it because I knew, Capri was really her own little stuff. I had to watch her. She was a runner. She didn't stay by my side the way that Cody, McCrae, and Mackenzie would. McCrae kind of wandered a little too, but anyway. So that was Capri, and then Bella came along. She took Binky. She was so easy. And when Everett came along, he was also extremely fussy. And it didn't end. So I really do feel like the almost 7 years I've been married to my husband, now, and it just feels like a big blur of like baby making and nursing and hormones, and it just hasn't ended. I'm still in the thralls of it, but I'm seeing the light, and at the same time enjoying the journey, truly enjoying the journey. Holding my little baby and loving and cherishing him just as much as I did Cody, McCrae, Mackenzie, Capri, Isabella, and Everett. They all, I've made myself sit down in my rocking chair and ponder at their beautiful little faces and hands and toes, and not rush this season, even though there are dark moments. There are moments when I do want to rush it along and get back in shape, or get back to doing things that make me feel a little bit of a stronger person, a little bit of a stronger mother. But those times will come, and there are different seasons to life, and this is my season, and I feel like I've been in this season now for almost 15 years, being Cody's birthday coming up. And yeah, I had a little 4-year break before I got remarried and pregnant again with Capri, but it really hasn't changed much. So for all of my friends out there who graduated from high school and maybe didn't start your family until later and had time to kind of, whether it be sow wild oats or just live it up in college, I mean, that just wasn't my life, and things happened the way that they did for a reason, and I am where I'm at now, and I'm almost done having all my children, and kind of actually excited to have a man, how old will Cody be? In 4 years, I will be 38 years old with an 18-year-old going off to college. 38. I mean, a baby. And he likes to tease me that I had him when I was a teenager, and that actually does drive me crazy. Yes, I did have him a month before I turned 20, but I was in college. I was in love with his dad. We were talking about marriage eventually, so things just kind of accelerated the process of that whole experience. So anyways, here I am now, a mother of 7, line upon line. Each one of my babies came. We wanted them. We prayed for them. We knew when the right time was to have them, even though we didn't have all the answers of why we were to have them when we did. We are still every day honestly seeing reasons why, and it makes sense. And so I say to you, when you put your faith and trust in the Lord, if you are someone of a, if you're religious, if you're a spiritual person, if you strive to be one with a spiritual, whatever it be, whatever religion you are, whatever belief that you have, that you listen to the promptings that come to you. Because for my beliefs, my testimony, I know I have a loving Heavenly Father, and He knows me perfectly. He knows me well better, more than I know myself, and He has qualified me to change and to be humbled, and I've had ideas that have changed and my perspectives changed, and it's all been for my growth, and I love it. And it's not always easy. I've found that everything that the Lord's asked me to do has not been easy. Everything the Lord has asked me to do has been the hardest thing ever, because this is my opinion, because I was a single mom for 3.5 years, and I went to work and I went to school, and I didn't see my babies from about 8:30 or 9 in the morning until 5 at night. That was a piece of cake for me, hands down, compared to what a stay-at-home mother does. The fact that you even have to make a choice in the morning of whether or not you're even going to take your hair out of your messy bun and put any makeup on and brush your teeth. I mean, you're home all day with kids. It's like every little decision becomes this huge decision. You don't even know how to make the decision. I mean, sometimes it's really, really difficult, but when you're going to work, okay, I gotta get some makeup on, I'm going to work, I'm gonna go socialize with people, not just do work. But for me, it was easier. Being a stay-at-home mom for me is very hands down the most challenging thing I've ever done, and therefore I know for me that I'm doing the right thing, because I'm being stretched and refined and I'm growing. and becoming somebody I could have never imagined. I was more of a selfless or selfish, I would say, person in a lot of ways. Had dreams and ambition just for myself, and I am completely, I don't have time to think of myself. I have to make the time to think of myself and do so in a way that shows enough love and respect for myself so that I can give more fully to my family, to my children, to being my best friend to my husband. And thankfully I've been very blessed to have a husband who does the same for me and tries to be his best self, and I'm so thankful for that. And so this was kind of just a rambling for sure, and spouting up at the mouth about some thoughts that are just coming to me. This was very spontaneous, but in doing this now, I do feel like, you know what, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to start something. I don't care if there's a ton of followers or a ton of people necessarily that look at it. It's almost very therapeutic, and I love to keep a journal. I've kept a journal for myself since I was 13 or 14, and I know that this is wonderful because it does feel like journal writing, something I can have forever. I keep a journal for each of my children. They only get one, so I almost have to like tame it back, the things that I choose to write about in their journals, specifically about things they've done, but milestones, funny things they've said. They each have a journal, and so maybe I'll start there. I don't know, I'll give it some thought now that this was spontaneous. So maybe try to plan and move forward with some things, some tidbits, some advice, just whatever comes to my mind. Next one might be journal writing. I'll show you the journals that I've written for my kids, and I'll talk about the time that it takes for me to make time to write in those journals now that I don't just have 3 children, which it was hard enough with 3, but now with 7. And I'm thankful that I haven't given up on that just because I'm like, I've wanted to. I've had times where I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm kind of stressing over writing in a journal for a baby. But I've made time and I've done it, and I'm grateful for that. So talk about that, talk about me right now. You can kind of see in the video, and this isn't about vanity, but it's about health. Yeah, I used to care a little bit more, like, oh, I want to be beautiful. I don't care if I get my wrinkles and my lips get skinnier or whatever else happens. My boobs start to sag more. I have my stretch marks on my stomach from my babies. I don't care about that for vanity purposes, although it's nice to put makeup on and put pretty clothes on and feel beautiful in that way on the surface. But it's truly more about the inside, the health of it all, the physical, mental, spiritual health. I know that what I put into my mouth really has a reflection on everything that I do, how I feel. After 7 kids, my body's pretty broken right now, and I'll go into that a little bit about being out of shape, being in shape, my journey of nursing, the fight that it's been for me to be able to nurse my children, and the great sacrifice that it's been, but I wouldn't change it for the world. So yeah, if you think you're interested after this almost 14-minute long video, that was very much an improv, you know, get back and watch again and see what I have. And I guess since this will be a YouTube station, like in the comments below or make comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And thanks. It was good to get all this off my chest. Mwah.